welcome. It's so nice to have you here. So very, very nice to have you here. I've just been reading along, seeing new people and seeing familiar people, and glad for every one of you. If you only knew what it's like to sit right here. You're great. Okay, I'm Mary Gunn of Mary Gunn Fun, your intrepid host of Craft Roulette. You're special. Okay, what is Craft Roulette? Well, in a nutshell, it is the ultimate original paper crafting card making game show challenge, and we are live almost every Friday night, leaving a spot right here for you, and we're glad you're here. Please share if you haven't so far. Maybe somebody's sitting around on a Friday night not knowing what to do and just getting into all sorts of mischief. Well, we will give them into some card making mischief. What we are not is going to be we're not going to be teaching. There's other places for that. We're just going to be chatting and making cards and hanging out with you guys. That doesn't sound like a bad thing. If you are joining us from Team Phillips last week, welcome back. You guys made lots of cards. It was so fun. We didn't break the record like we had hoped, but we got a lot of cards, and you can be very proud. As a matter of fact, we had 46 cards that came in this week. That's this week. We are like 88 cards away from 40,000 total submissions. That's so many cards, and Gloria Davis may drop the number in the chatter box on how many miles that would equal. We have videos to support those cards made by our own viewers. We have bonus cards, and there's a bit of everything in that gallery. There's cards that feature dies. There's cards that feature mixed media. There's cards that feature watercolor. There's scrapbooks. There's pages. There's a bit of everything in that gallery. So if you are looking for something that you're going, well, I'd kind of like to make a see-through card, and I'd kind of like to have some jungle colors, and I need some teacher cards. That's the gallery for you. That was last week, 426, and you can see them all over on craftroulette.live. Let's pull back the curtain and say hi to Mr. Producer. He's the man behind the scenes. One of the things that you may have noticed on the slideshow that he did this week was include the multiple card images on members cards that do, like, they'll send in their card, but then they have the option of adding more images of that same card. And so now on the slideshow, it's all displayed. Mwah! Chef's kiss to Mr. Producer. There is another update coming later in the show that if you have trouble seeing the parameters that are chosen, you're going to like it. You're going to like it plenty. But thank you, Mr. Producer, for being here. We appreciate all you do, which is a lot. We do want to say also, if you are in Schaumburg or near Schaumburg, Illinois, please drop over to the expo there. And if you do, check out some of our friends that are vendors at that show. I wrote them down. There's Dares to be Artsy, Creative Scrapbooker Magazine, Inky Stamper, Scrappy Tales, The Ton, Trinity Stamps, Crafty Meraki. They're all there, and they all have had something to do with this show. So if you don't mind saying hi to them and picking up a few things from them, that would be super duper. If you haven't given us a thumbs up, Cindy Elkins, I just saw what Cindy Elkins says. Hey, she is wanting a little piece of chocolate, so I will say it, JD. There are lots of little traditions in Craft Roulette. If you don't know what we're talking about, just sit back and relax. It's a zoo, some of us, but we're so happy. If we do say JD, it is my little darling grandson. He's so darn cute. It's hard to handle. But it is code in the chatterbox for eat chocolate. So I just saw your name go by and say it. So she's wanting her chocolate. If your card also some of the cards in the slideshow are not shown from the gallery because it would take too much time. But if your card is not in the gallery, that is one of Cindy Elkins' things, is to eat some chocolate if your card's not there. So if you didn't see yourself in the slideshow, indulge in something tasty as well. We do have some wonderful spin sponsors this week that are giving away $25 gift certificates. Well, Pajama Crafter Stamps is giving a $25 gift certificate. That is Joy Wilson, who will be joining us in just a few minutes. Inky Stamper is giving away a gift certificate. That's our little glitter bubble, Chelsea Comer, who is in Schaumburg. And Pear Blossom Press, that is Amanda Stevens. She makes the light-up card guts. They're not gushy guts. They're real electric guts, and they're very, very cool. And this calls for confetti. And if you're looking for some pretty fun stuff to put in a shaker card or she's got papers and stamps now too. So go on over and check those wonderful spin sponsors out.
Links are in the description.
Thank you. And if you don't mind, if you have a way to say, I watch Craft Roulette, we appreciate that too, because then they know that they're giving away their stuff to somebody to an audience that cares. So that helps us get more and have them come back and other spin sponsors as well. We are not sponsored by anybody in particular at this point, but we have wonderful donations that we receive from our members. In turn, we have a ton of extra content for you over on our member site and special bonus perks like getting extra images, extended submission time, an extra show that we talk about cards from the galleries with a member. It's a lot of fun over there. We would love to have your support. If you can, include us in your crafting budget. It's as low as $5 a month, and we really do appreciate you. If you can't, that thumbs up means a lot to us too. Thank you so much. We do have some new members this week. I want to make sure that we welcome them. Shireen Jones, Debbie Couture, Laura Hood, and Becky Denham. Thank you so much for signing up to support us. That's how we stay on the air. So we appreciate you. Thank you and welcome. Let us say hi to us there's a little message board over there that you can talk directly to us. So if you want to, you can. Mr. Mike's looking pretty good. I guess he didn't change his clothes, but that's okay. It was a lovely day. He didn't sweat a bit. So he's looking fine. We also have a place over on the craftroulette.live site where we have our merchandise like this. Oh, and there's a new one. I didn't get it in time for tonight, but there's a new one. A new shirt. Everybody's going to want one. Stamps and Dies merch store and official collabs with Trinity Stamps that we've had over there that you can find out more about. There's going to be stuff over there in the chatterbox that will help you out. Yes, there's your hint. There's your hint for what the new merchandise is. Yes. It's not this fine fellow, but it's something like this fine fellow. My goodness. There again, another tradition at Craft Roulette. I'm sorry, we are knee high in those things. But before we start another tradition of having you guys guess, what's the tradition? Let's welcome, first time to the wheel from Kentucky, Joy Wilson. We are so glad to have her come on. Oh, I got to put my ear in or I'd be going, what is she talking about?
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Welcome to Craft Roulette. It's nice to have you.
It was nice to be here. Thank you for the invite.
Yeah, it's our pleasure. We would love to know a little bit about you. You own Pajama Crafter Stamps, formerly Prickly Pear, and we did know Sharon Ware, who was on the show at one point. But you've stepped into that position, but tell us a little bit more about you too.
Okay, so my husband and I were given the opportunity to kind of carry on the torch for Prickly Pear. I was on the design team for Prickly Pear and formed a friendship with Sharon and kind of involved with that. So what we wanted to do was we wanted to buy a company that, one, that we believed in, two, that was in line with our beliefs, and three, we wanted to make our hobby into a business. So since that was an opportunity that we could take, we ran with it, and it has been a roller coaster ride since then. But yeah, this has been a community that has given me so much, and I wanted a way to give back to it. And there were so many things on the market that I loved, but I also wanted some new things. So I'm kind of developing those, and we're gonna do this journey together.
How fun! How fun!
Yeah.
So, does your husband work with you on this? You say, does he do any of the artwork, or
he does not do any of the artwork? He does a lot of the shipping. He goes to all the shows. He's involved with the day-to-day in that aspect of it. I'm kind of the one that does the crafting and comes up with the ideas.
So how did you fall into this crafting bit? How did you fall into crafting? Start making cards and whatnot?
Wow, that's a long story, but I guess it has been over 20 years ago. I started scrapbooking when my kids were little. And, those were back in the days where you were just putting down shapes and stickers and that kind of sort of thing. And then I had stopped paper crafting in the sense of scrapbooking for quite a while because my kids had gotten older and kind of, we didn't have a whole lot to scrapbook. And then I was invited to a Stampin' Up! Party, and I was hooked.
Was it that embossing powder?
Don't you know it? It's still one of my favorite techniques. I mean, I was telling my friend that I emboss almost every day on almost every card. Yeah.
Oh, is that right?
Yep.
Well, you got it bad. They really got you hooked, Klein.
They got me.
Powder.
I mean, I just cleaned out my craft room, and we had so many colors that I've never touched. So yeah. It was fun.
Maybe you can do some massive embossing kind of cards. Total panels.
I've done that before.
Yeah, I use some of that up. It takes a lot. It doesn't use that much. I mean, you keep that powder around for quite a while.
You do. And I will say that my true love at this point is Copic coloring. And when I first started, and I always say this to everybody, you didn't build Rome in a day. You're not going to learn how to color with alcohol markers in a day. But since I made the investment of Copic markers, I decided I was going to learn how to use them.
Right. Smart.
Yeah. And I always say
they're
that,
really pretty just sitting in your studio. They really are pretty.
It's my favorite view. So, yeah.
I don't blame you. So, well, that's a good thing. Maybe we'll get to see you do some embossing and some Copic coloring. That would be a fun thing if Mr. Wheel behaves.
I was going to say only if the wheel behaves.
We'll see what he's got up his spinner here in a few minutes. But you had a question for me, didn't you?
What is Craft Roulette?
Well, since it's your first time here, I think you need to find out. Chatterbox, thank you so much for being here, Mr. Producer. As always, brilliant. And Joy, I'm so glad to have you here. Let's find out. What is Craft Roulette? We'll be right back.
Did somebody ask what Craft Roulette is?
In a nutshell, Craft Roulette is a live paper crafts challenge show where the goal is to complete a project that has been randomly selected by the spin of a wheel, and everyone is invited to play along. There are 4 categories we spin for: project, colors, element, and random. The wheel has 24 spots to land on, but the spot it lands on might not always be a parameter. It could be a special, like guest's choice, a vetoed parameter, or other fun surprises. When you add the infinite creativity of our community and try and calculate the possible options, square the fun, carry the glitter, divide by the imagination, you end up with a near limitless amount of possible projects. Whoa. We invite a special guest on each week to share their unique spin on our challenge. If you'd like to participate, you don't have to create live with us. You can sit back and enjoy the show. Once the episode airs, you have around 50 hours to finish your own project using the same 4 parameters from this episode and submit, so don't delay too long. After your project is ready, take a photo and head over to our website. Use the Submit Contribution form to officially contribute. The form is open to the public and no membership is required. Everyone who contributes will be featured on our website, included in the next episode slideshow, and automatically entered into the next giveaway. When you visit www.craftroulette.live, you'll find all of our past episodes along with their contribution gallery, the current wheel parameters, info on how to participate, a calendar of upcoming guests, links to our spin sponsors, contact and prize claim forms, our shop, and a huge membership platform. But more on that later. And that's Craft Roulette. If you like what we do, please subscribe, like the video, and share it with your crafty friends who might enjoy it too.
Everyone is invited to join in the fun.
We like to celebrate around here, so before we spin for this week's set of parameters, we're going to look back at last week one last time and highlight some of our community's achievements. And now, back to the show.
Yep, that one went live last week. It's pretty good, isn't it? Carry the glitter, divide by the imagination, or whatever it was. I think that's a really nice little uptick to the video. We had to get everything settled down so that he could do that. He'd been wanting to update it for quite a while, but it's good. All right, so last week we had 226 episodes. We had 446 contributions. Now we're up to 39,902 total contributions. You guys are all over the world, and look at you come in. I was trying to think today if we have gotten something from everybody, all the provinces in Canada. I don't know that we've got everyone. We may be shy one. We're going to have to work on that. Maybe so. Thank you guys for joining us, and the gallery is amazing. We are going to celebrate some achievements, but first, let's see what I cooked up last week. We had see-through for our project, colors were jungle, teacher or teaches for element, and tangle for our random. You guys did so many different things on random. It was amazing. That was my card. It was a lot of fun to make. This was Tracy's card, just a little bit different than mine, huh? Isn't that pretty? She made a shaker card. It was a lot of fun to have Bill and Tracy on. Bill is always, he just kept popping his head in. And it was the funniest thing. I could barely hold it together when that head kept popping in. But that was a great week. Thank you so much for all your support and rah-rah and having so many people join us for the contributions this week. We have a bunch of first-timers to welcome and leading ladies and new to Club 52, but we're going to invite Joy back on to join us and enjoy the parade of achievements. Yeah, that's a pretty card, isn't it?
That's beautiful.
Yeah. Well, this is on a timer. Mr. Producer has me on a short leash. So if I can get their name in and maybe where they live, you are welcome to just talk.
Okay, perfect.
But it goes fast. So first we're going to start with welcoming our first timers, and there's like 19 of them. How good. That's wonderful. Holly Newsom, Texas. A lot of shaker cards. Shay.
Yay for the teachers.
From New Mexico. Eileen from South Carolina. Very colorful. Netware, Pennsylvania.
That's really pretty, that vellum.
Melanie Simpson, Utah.
Yay.
Astasa, Minnesota Sisters Watch Party.
That's gorgeous.
Here's Makiba from Minnesota Sisters Watch Party. I don't know what was going on. Sarah Schlegel, Laquita, Minnesota Sisters Watch Party.
How sweet.
Zal Storm, Utah.
Very pretty.
All sorts of different ways to do it.
Wow.
Leanne from Florida.
We've got a jungle. Back
Sarah
to school.
Hunziker from Missouri. That's very schooly. Sarah Johnson from Maryland.
Very pretty.
Dawn Connor from South Carolina.
Love that.
Grendelia from Riverside, California.
Very sweet.
Jasmine Javier from Massachusetts.
Look at that.
Diane Miller from Georgia.
Gorgeous.
Christina Sanchez from Dallas.
I love that school desk.
Lily McGee from California.
Love that.
That was good. Those are all first timers. Well done. Major milestone achievers, those are like 25, 50. We're going to start with 25 with Alexis Atwood. Teresa
Ooh, look at that.
Paradise. Helen Rogowski from Australia. Megan Francis from Queensland.
Very pretty.
Kim, Minnesota Sisters Watch Party Johnson.
Look at those
from
braids.
Connecticut. Ginny L. from Virginia.
So pretty.
Dana Burt from Indiana.
Love it.
50 cards from Marilyn Hall from Missouri.
Go Maryland.
Lisa S. from Ohio.
OHIO.
Brenda Leisworth Wald from California. 75 cards from
Go
Kristen
California.
Kamato. I can't talk. Beth Hines from Florida. 75 cards. Sandy S. She's got some Kamato effect going on there.
Wow, that's pretty. Yeah.
Natalie
Gorgeous.
Ranger. 75 cards from Ottawa. Krista Polgeiter. I'm not sure. I'm sorry. South
Very
Africa. I
pretty.
should know. Janelle Tribuna.
Yay for a
75
summer
cards. Laura Burgos,
Bookworm.
Texas. Sylvia Torres, 75 cards. She has a lot of
Very
bonus
nice.
cards too. Tracy Smith from New Hampshire.
Gorgeous.
So many styles. Our leading ladies, congratulations, you guys. Our leading ladies this week. Smurf Murphy from
You
California.
sweet.
Jackie Jackpot Muller from Australia.
Cute.
188. 191 cards from Kathy Herring in Wisconsin. 5K, now 6K Lamone has sent in 194 cards.
That's beautiful.
Card Monkey Jarvis, hope dog does better, 204 cards.
Stunning.
And our leading lady is Patty Beck, 222
Go, Patty.
cards, week after week after week. Right, Patty? Well done, you guys. You're amazing. Welcome to Club 52, Biddy Penny. She said it
Hey,
only took her
Biddy.
40 months. Shelly Gilman from Rancho
Cute.
Mirage, 52. Doing a little celebrating there. Brooke Williams, Little River Crafts,
Love that.
52 cards. Cindy R. from Virginia. Welcome to Club
Good job,
52.
Cindy.
You get nothing, but we're sure proud of you and so glad to have you having sent in a year's worth of cards. It really is special, and I'm so glad that you're celebrating with the Kamado effect, another tradition. So, anyway, thank you guys for joining us on 226. I hope you're in for the new spins this week that we are about to get on 227.
Wow.
What do you think, Joy? Pretty inspiring, huh?
Very inspiring. Everybody, it always amazes me. We get the same parameters, but everybody's is different. It's so cool.
So different. So different. What is your basic style? You're a color person, so do you like flowers or?
I like color, and I like critters, and I love to color people,
Oh.
which is not what most people like to do. So but you'll see a lot of critters, and I'm a pretty
Well, that'll
clean
be
and
fun,
simple.
won't it, guys? That'll be good.
Yeah.
Good. Well, shall we pull in the parameters and see what we get?
Be kind to me, Mr. Wheel. Fingers crossed.
We'll see. We'll see. How you feeling? Pretty good? Yeah. Oh,
I
no,
got
he
this.
says no. Oh, dear. There are the current parameters that we will be choosing from. First thing we're going to do, though, is talk about vetoes. Oh, is he off? Oh, okay. Is that better? Oh, my. I might have to center my tape. Anyway, what we're going to do is take a couple of those parameters off, which means if we land on a vetoed item, we are going to spin again and the wheel can't make us do that vetoed item. If you feel like you want to use those vetoed items and it fits in the parameters we do get, you're welcome to do it. But this is something our members get to vote for each week. And this week, what did they veto on project? Is it going to be something you want to have vetoed? A2 pop-up includes an ATC or faux envelope. They said no thank you to include an ATC. Who's breathing a sigh of relief there? Some of you are. I know you are.
Yes,
So
I
that
am.
is off the wheel. Colors. What are we not going to have this week? Cowboy and cowgirl colors. You don't want to go have some rope colors?
No Western.
No Western pleasure colors? Well, heck of a deal. Look how see, this is the new thing. Did you see how that lights up when he clicks on it?
It pops
to
up
veto?
under the screen. You can't see it, so it
Oh,
pops
I
up
see.
big under the screen. Yeah.
Well, you had shown it to me, and I was going, I don't want to say anything, but that's not how he showed me earlier.
Yeah, you see
Okay.
the admin screen.
Oh, okay. Phew. All right, color me confused. And for element, what did the members say no thank you to? Best friends, bugs, insects, lifts, or float and floating? Lifts. All right, we'll take it off for now. Number
okay with that.
17. You're okay with that?
Yep.
Actually, there's some things you can do with that's pretty fun, but we'll get to it.
Okay.
Random. Not tonight, though. Random, what did they say no thank you to? I've realized when I hear myself say random how very, very Midwestern I sound. Random. Half and half is off the board for random veto. So there we go. We
Okay.
got 4 of them off. Do you want to take something off?
What did I say?
What
The
did you say?
French.
Oh, the French bulletin board. There you
Yep.
go. It's off. So if we do land on any of those items that are red now, we will spin again, and the wheel can't make us do it. Now we also ask our guests where they would like to put their chips, and you have some chosen. For project, you said number 13.
Number 13 is what I would love to do.
An A2 card.
It's
I've gotten them
amazing.
several weeks in a row. See-through, you could use any size, but you just want a bunch of friends. For colors,
Yes.
what did you want?
I want the beach.
Beach, number 19. That sounds pretty already. And for element, you chose...
I don't even remember what I chose.
You chose outside critters, number 8.
Outside critters is what I chose.
Good thing
Yes,
we
ma'am.
practiced.
Yes, it is.
And for random, do you remember? All right, I wrote it down, so.
What did I say for random?
Number 7 stencil, does that sound familiar?
Number 7 stencils, what I like.
Let's go for it.
Yes. I have to be honest with you. There were only like 2 or 3 things that I didn't want, and we already covered them, so we're fine.
You're in high clover then.
Yes, we're good.
You're ready to go. Well,
Let's
let's
do
get
this.
to it then. Let's get to it. No more putting off. Let's give him a warm-up spin first. Let's see if Mr. Wheel is going to give you what you want this week.
About
And I
Mr.
saw Sire said it was a good choice. I think that was probably for A2. For project, what will we do tonight? We don't know what we're going to do yet because that is craft roulette in its essence. 4x8. Okay, we'll figure these things out. We are going to discuss them in just a minute. For colors, we haven't had a long card in a long time. Give her something nice, Mr. Gill. Oh, members, you dodged the bullet there. Let's spin again. No cowboy or cowgirl colors will we have to make. Number 6, mountains. Mountain colors. All right,
Okay.
that means you can still use cowboy and cowgirl colors in the mountains. Those are all kind of interchangeable. Doesn't mean you can't go, oh no, I'm going to do a mountain color, but oh no, that's a cowgirl or cowboy color. No, you can still use them. It's just that Mr. Wheel can't make us. For element, he's not the boss of us. Well, maybe a little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit. Number 16, floats or floating. That actually may play into what we talked about before the show for you. For random.
We can do this.
Number 4, it's another vetoed item. You members are getting your way this week.
You
wow,
are.
you guys feeling the power. You're empowered, yes, sir. So another spin for random. Bump, bump. Number 13, lucky 13, water. Oh, well, how about that? How about that? Mr.
How
Wheel,
about that?
You're smart. Okay. We are going to talk about these things so that we can make sense of them. 4x8 card, it's a little, you got to do it. If you do a 4x8 that's bigger than a 4x8, you're good too. So if you want to do a scrapbook page, but you have a 4x8 image on there or whatever, you're good to go. But that's pretty self-explanatory. Have you ever made a 4x8 card?
A few times.
Yeah, it does fit into a business size envelope. And so it's still like you don't have to make your own envelope or anything. It doesn't say card though. I'm saying card, but it doesn't say card. So you could have a 4x8 tag or a 4x8 image on a scrapbook page or a 4x8 folio.
All right, I think it's time for the speech. We got a new one here.
Oh, you're right. You're right. It's time for the speech. I have a speech I give, Joy, and here it is. This is going to be your art project. We aren't going to tell you how to do anything or what to do. There's other things that will tell you those things. We're going to just see what you take these 4 parameters and shake them up and come up with in whatever your filter is on your brain and come up with. That's what we look for. If you saw that slideshow, you know that there's a variety and it was all concocted by these wonderful contributors. They just come up with all sorts of ideas and we don't want to stop that. So we're not going to be teaching anything in particular, but you may learn a thing or two if you're paying attention and you don't know something. But that's not our main emphasis. Your project can be clean and simple, like a classic card would be, or it can be highly interpreted. And 4x8 could be interactive. It could have pockets. It could have pullouts. It could do all sorts of things. It can be anywhere on that spectrum. We're good. And it doesn't have to be a card. It can be just a project. It could be a canvas, for that matter, if you had a 4x8 canvas. It can be very literal, like HEY Google, what are some mountain colors? And HEY Google might say greens and browns and purples and whites and maybe some little dabbles of color for the flowers that come out in the alpine scenery. I don't know. But it can be something like that, or you can make it very interpreted and just go, I see this small piece of land on a mountain, and I'm going to use those colors. Whatever it is, maybe it's all browns with little bits of green or something.
And another one is, I saw in the chat that was really good. For the water, you could have an image that either implies water, like a boat floating, or you could use maybe a water-based product, like watercolor. And so you can do imagery or technique, or there's a lot of ways to do it.
Yeah, I was going to mention on water, a lot of dyes are water-based. So, or a lot of inks are water-based. And like the ones that are reactive and things to water, you can splash a little water on them and get those dots and things. Or you can have, so you can use real water. You can spritz some water. All those kind of things doesn't mean you can't use Copics. You still could.
I got it.
Floats and floating. It could be critters that float, or it could be, I know I have some gnomes. I think they're going to go floating tonight. And it could be little things with, whatever's floating. Apples float, bobbing for apples. Floats on a little kid's arms. Gnomes in a swimming pool. Fishing bobs. Boat floats. All those kind of things. I think I didn't finish my speech. Just a second. We do accept people from all ages. We have little kids and we have seniors that are very senior. And you do have to include all four of the parameters. They can be very vocally illustrated, or they can be just sneaky little add-ons. They do need to be handcrafted, and they need to be family friendly, so I don't blush when I talk about them on other shows. Now, Joy, I've given you lots of time to think. What are you thinking?
Oh, I know.
Oh, know?
I know.
She's coming in strong.
I got it. I'm thinking it's going to be a slim line, and it's going to have some fish of some sort, and we're going to We're going to use some water and we're going to make some dye. We're going to do some blending. Yeah, I got it.
Hot dog. Well, what about you guys? Have you got it? Are you ready? Well, I think these are good.
I love it. Stacy creates as you go, Joy.
Aw. Yay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I think this will be real easy to do, especially this time of year. You know, if it was winter, these would be hard. It would be a stretch for my brain. But I got a well-kissed brain. I got stretchy pants. I'm good.
That's right. I love it. We got
Let's
it.
do this. All right.
All right.
Well, if you're settled, that's the biggie. We're gonna let you guys get settled and watch these little ads for I don't even know what's coming up. But let's do this. We'll be right back, ready to craft. Well done. Woo.
See you guys.
Hey, Cool Mary here. You might remember me from my breakthrough role, the In Review infomercial. While normal me and the special guest are gathering their supplies, let me take this opportunity to tell you about our stamp set, our die set. Whoa. Let me, Cool Mary, show you what you can do with them. Tubular. Whoa! Gnarly. Yes, you can order these off our web shop. Every purchase helps support our shows, and in return, you can be like me, Cool Mary. Once upon a time, in a land of glitter and glue, there was Mary, who had lost her crafting mojo. Desperate, she called the one person who could help. Doc! Mary asked for one of Doc's brilliant inventions to save the day. Doc sprang into action, her lab a whirlwind of creativity. With a cry of, "Great Scott!" Doc unveiled her masterpiece, the Craft Roulette Creative Companion. She called Mary, and with a touch of movie magic, handed over the book. Mary was stunned. The book was incredible! Out of nowhere, Biff appeared to cause trouble.
Give me that book, blockhead!
A flurry of stamps sent him packing. Mary quickly explained the wonders of the book, showing its many secrets. The Craft Roulette Creative Companion is a project sketchbook designed to accompany creators along their journey through Craft Roulette's weekly challenge and its many adventures. Use it as a project planner, an idea bank, as a journal, or any combination of the three. Each spread has room to record all the essentials of the Craft Roulette Challenge. There are 100 spreads in each book, plus some extra room to sketch and make notes. The Craft Roulette Creative Companion is a collaboration with Trinity Stamps. To get yours, check out the video description for more information.
Mary, let's get back to the craft.
Okie doke. All right. Well, there's lots of ideas floating around. See what I didn't even mean to do it. It was a natural. Oh my goodness. Where's my drum? Bump, bump, bump. I've got my creative companion right here. I am going to put in my parameters. 4x8. This is an excellent opportunity for the host to buy just a little bit of time. Colors are mountains, floats. I had some ideas on floats too, and I don't know if you guys have seen if they were in the cheddar box or not, but root beer floats, hold my root beer floats, and for random water. Okay, so I will go ahead and fill this in later. Generally, what I do is I just sketch some little pictures of my cards, and then I go back and watch the show, and write down some notes about what you guys were talking about and your great ideas, and then I just have all sorts of memories about all those cards. And you know what? Some of you guys have been sending in so many cards for so long. You've already probably filled one of these up, or you could have already filled one of these up. So it's great. It's amazing. We like having you. Okay, so floats. I've got a 4x8 card panel of the nice stuff. Just the nice stuff. And then I have an 8x8 piece of cardstock. And so it's like an 8.5 by 11. I cut it down a little bit. And I don't know, there's probably somebody that may not know this, but paper has a grain to it. And if you have a square like this, you can really feel one way will fold more easily than the other.
Is that teaching?
Oh my gosh, it's not. It's not. It's just tipping. I'm tipping. And so if you feel the pushback, it's not with the grain, and that's going to make your paper get a little more crummy looking on the corner, on the fold. But if you go with the bend, the natural bend of the paper, you'll end up with a pretty nice little crease. So there you go. That one's on the house. So I don't know if I'll fill this. So what I'm thinking, I'm going to make a scene because I love making scenes. And I've got this little swimming pool scene.
I'm going to bring Joy back in.
Oh, okay. Bring her on.
Hi, everybody.
Are you just hustling and bustling? Do you have some? You have it all ready?
I think I do. We're going to get going.
Well, good.
Yeah, I'm excited about this. I think it's going to work.
Okay, tell us what you have in mind.
So I am going to make a slimline card, and I'm right now making an ocean floor, which is going to be the same color as mountains.
Okay.
And then I'm going to make a sea background using mountain colors, using some greens, turquoise, and a dark blue in order to mimic like the colors of mountains when you're coming from afar when you're driving.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, that did just play into some easy thinking for you.
Yeah.
Well done. Well done. You got to love easy thinking on a Friday night. Have you had a busy week?
Yes. So I have a friend in from out of town, and
many of us will know her.
Yeah. So Sandy Ledoux is in town. She has stayed with me for about we're about 10 days in, and she went to a show with me. And then we have been cleaning my storeroom. I did a little bit of a video online. Actually, she filmed it, to be honest with you. And we put it up online to show the difference. And I am forever grateful that I have a friend that is a little bit more organized than I am.
That's so nice. Way
Yes.
to go, Sandy.
And then after that,
Sandy's
we moved
Team
in.
Purple.
She is
She's
Team
like
Purple, and
she is Team Purple. Yeah.
she's amazing. I just, she's one of the nicest people I've ever met, and I am eternally grateful to be able to call her a friend
That's
and
nice. Yeah.
sister. I kind of think of her that way. It's just really cool when you're able to do that, And then, so we're working on our craft room. I just packed up all kinds of stuff that I'm going to unload here shortly. I'm not sure what I'm doing with it at this point. But
yeah, you said that when you buy a craft store and you have a lot of craft stuff yourself, you end up with quite a few pieces.
Yes, it's sometimes a little bit more than what you can handle. I'm not trying to make any qualms about that. It's a lot,
Yeah.
Right. But buying a craft company was not on my radar. It completely came out of the blue. Here I have it. Did I pick up a vintage photo? I missed it.
You did.
Thank you, Samantha Designs 2.
Oh, thank you. That's nice. Number one fan.
I already lost it.
I bet you're Team Purple, aren't you, Samantha? I'm just going to stamp up a bunch of these guys. My color palette is going to be, I pulled out some basic things that I think could be used for mountains generally. And then anything else I bring in will be reflective of little flowers and things that you might find in the mountains, including red blankets. Who knows?
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So I think you mentioned that Sharon had been on the show before. That was my predecessor.
Right.
And, I met her in person when I taught some classes, but I'm sure you guys have picked up on the fact that I've changed the name of the company.
Right.
And here's a little story into my real life. I love wearing pajamas. If I leave my house 3 times a day, I change out and into my pajamas 3 times. And it drives my husband absolutely crazy that I love pajamas. In fact, I think he despises it.
Oh, I love it.
Not one of his favorite things, So I kind of do it to drive him crazy, but legitimately, I do wear pajamas all the time. So, and we're all, I don't know about you guys. I mean, we are on right now late at night. Not late at night, but we're going into the
evening
wee hours of the day, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it just kind of made sense. I mean, I'm always crafting like late at night. So I'm always in my pajamas crafting late. So it just kind of made sense. So it was a little bit of a jab towards my husband. I hope he doesn't get mad at me for saying that, but it's kind of true. But I just feel like it kind of fits all of us,
Yes. Well, we always talk about our stretchy pants.
Correct. So
because you got to be comfy, and that's where the creativity comes. If you're all not stretched out, you may not be as creative. So it's a creative thing.
It is a creative thing. So that's where that came from. And so it was, making me a little bit crazy. And speaking of stretchy pants, I am legitimately wearing stretchy pants right now because if I'm not in my pajamas, then I'm going to be in my yoga pants. So
absolutely. You're one of us, Joy. You're one of us.
I think so. And that's kind of the, that's kind of the premise of my company. It's kind of it's a all-inclusive area. Everybody's welcome just exactly as they are. And, first and foremost, I care and love people. Mm-hmm. Obviously I want to share my products with people, but I just want everybody to know that it's a safe place. You can come hang out with me. If you write an email, it's not like it's coming to like 15 people. It's coming straight to me. I'm the one that's answering them. Right. So eventually we're going to become friends,
That's nice. That's nice. I know Tracy and Bill were saying last week that somebody called and there's for customer service there, and they were like, "But it's you guys that are answering. Your customer service." It's just like,
I know it's really
yeah,
hard.
who else is going to be customer service?
Exactly.
So-
It's really hard to, I think, I think the business model has really changed, especially post COVID, where, it's not, you're not going to a a brick and mortar store. You're going to, small companies. And it's kind of hard, I think, for people to fathom that, the company owner is the one that's answering the phone. But I think it goes back to, I don't know, let's go 50 years. I think we're kind of used to, when stores would close up early and that kind of thing. I think we're kind of going back to that era a little bit. And, you're going to get that.
Open late on Thursday nights. That's how our hometown was. The stores were open late on Thursday night, closed on Friday. Closed on Sundays.
Yes.
And, you made
we
figured
were
it
night
out.
shifters forever. And so it's taken a while for stores to kind of like rebound. I mean, they are now, but for a while there, it took a minute or two for stores to rebound where they were opening. And I just remember my husband getting off work like at 1 a.m. and he goes, "What are we supposed to do?" I mean, like we used to go grocery shopping late or if we wanted to get like a bite to eat, because, dinner time is relevant to when you work. I just smudged my project, but we're going to keep on going, guys. We don't stop. We don't start over in this place.
So what did you do before you bought this?
I was just a stay-at-home wife, but in my previous life, I was a nurse.
Okay.
So, yeah. But I haven't been nursing for 10 or 15 years. And it was a very rewarding job as well. I still sometimes have desires to go back, but honestly, I think my love of crafting and meeting people this way, because when you're a nurse, unless you're like delivering a healthy baby, mother baby, it's really the only time you meet people. They're sick,
When they're
and
happy.
now I get to meet people who are well, and let's face it, it's paper and ink. There's not a whole lot of stress in it, and
I hope not. I hope not. I always try to assure people they don't need to worry. This is a hobby.
Well, I'm not going to say that paper crafting can't be stressful and running a business isn't stressful. But what I am saying is, at the end of the day, for the average crafter, it's just paper and ink. So, I went to a retreat, and I would see people get very bent out of shape over ink blending, like really bent out of shape, and toss their stuff up. So the stuff that I'm using right now is called dye ink blending solution. And I think you're seeing how easy this goes down, and it doesn't really splotch. It really takes the harshness away. And
nice.
So you can literally be like a pro in like 12 seconds. And that was important to me because, teaching at retreats, you should not, there's no piece of paper in my mind that should make anybody cry. Like there's,
No,
that's
absolutely
that's
not.
where I'm going with it, And I'm not putting anybody down by saying that they can't be upset by their blends or that.
You just strive. You just work with it.
If only taxes were well shaded.
Do what now?
What?
Taxes and bills. I'm just thinking of pieces of paper that make me want to cry.
Exactly. Correct.
Those actually should make you want to cry, I think. I think you're right. I do have some questions from our members who were so good at vetoing this week. Whoa. How strong are you guys feeling? Paula Rice who was here early again tonight. Thank you, welcoming people to the Chatterbox. Thank you. It's always nice, she says, to meet a new guest, and welcome to the fun. And she's looking forward to seeing your style tonight. How would you describe what you're doing? What's your style for your card tonight that you've chosen?
So we're going to be a little bit. Oh, did you hear my magnets? Just like.
Yes, is that what that was?
That was my magnets. They were strong babies.
Man, they were going somewhere.
So I would call this more of a mixed media vibe.
Okay.
But we are going to bring some Copic coloring in because it's going to be a really easy coloring.
Yeah.
Let's see. We're going to, if I can find my rag, I just think I threw it somewhere.
You've got that. You're going to want to always have an assistant.
All right. It's a good thing that my friend is here to be like, here's your rag.
Yeah. It's like having surgical tech right there.
You know what's really funny? I feel like if I'm sweating, she's gonna like wipe my brow or something.
Nurse, my nose itches.
So I'm gonna let this pull off so you guys got to see like some sun rays being made down into the water. Did you see how those were? We still have a really good watery effect, but those are definitely mountain colors.
That's
pulling it all in.
It's been a long time since I've been at the mountains, so I may not have this accurate. It's been a really long time.
Let's see. I missed a bit about the chat about the 8x4. Can we start with an 8-inch score so we can? I don't know. That's a question. There's a Craftacular creator that's asking a question.
He's trying to get legal with it.
What are you trying to do, Vicky? What is she trying to do?
She's trying to make a square out of a rectangle.
I mean, don't we all kind of do that? Look at you with a diving board.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
It's going to be a little scene, and then I'm probably going to have to figure out a way to stretch it a little bit, but that'll be okay.
That's very cool.
I think I'll make a purple diving board. You're Team Purple, aren't you?
Me?
Yeah.
I am Team Purple, but I just got done doing a series about Team Orange.
Did you love it?
Go ahead.
Yeah. Good.
Because
Red-orange is just a remarkable color.
It is. And then purple, everybody kind of says that Copic doesn't have enough. My hands are goofy. That Copics don't have enough purple. So I did another series saying, are you sure about that? And I did, I don't know, 10 or 15 different colors. And, it's amazing. You can mix so many different colors together to get whatever, to get the final result. You just have to be a little bit on the patient side.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So how do you choose your colors palettes? That seems to be something that people really struggle with.
So when I pick, let's say, like our colors or any color, I do I usually pick odd numbers. So I do like a 29, 27. You always skip 2, right?
Okay.
But then I start looking. This is very near and dear to my heart. I think it's really important to look at a color wheel. So if you start to look at color wheels, you can start to learn color theory, and then you can kind of pick up on it. But there's a really great, and I'm not trying to plug anybody for this matter, but Sandy Alnuck is really good with her hex chart. So you kind of can see what colors go together, and you can also see
for Copics. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So then you can kind of do that, but really you want to know the truth. It's practice, and it's practice until you really know your markers. And if anybody tells you different than that, they're wrong. And you've got, you just really
swatch. You have swatch charts and things, don't you?
Do
in
it.
Your store? Don't you have some swatch kind of charts and things in your store? Did I see that?
Yeah, there are some. So during my 30-day coloring challenge, I put together some colors that I really adore. And then, but you have to go out on my social media. to get those colors. I didn't fill those in on the swatch charts. I probably will later on, but the whole point is that I wanted people to watch the videos and I wanted them to color along.
Oh, okay.
You know, so if you go out and watch the shorts, or you go to TikTok, you can watch all of those, and I have all of the colors sort of mapped out, you know, but you've got to do the coloring. You absolutely have to do the work. And I think that's true with that's true of any job that you have. Yeah. And, you know, if you're going to spend all this money on your supplies, I think it's really important to learn them, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm not even telling you that you have to learn it from me, because I didn't learn it from me. I picked people that were way smarter than I am to learn from.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
You know, but
okay, so on other brands, because I know I'm using Ohuhu, I don't know anything about these things. I really don't. I'm as dumb as a rock when it comes to these numbers and whatnot. And I'm happy there. I don't need to know it all. I'm okay. But have you compared like the numbers, like the color numbers on other brands with Copics, whether they're apples to apples, or are they completely different, or?
So the color system is completely different.
Okay.
But the theory behind it is the same. So I would tell you to get a color chart, and I would tell you to get to know your markers. And once you got to know your markers, then you could use the same theory that I use on my charts. So this is another kind of a little tidbit about me, is I actually bought my husband some Ohuhu markers for Christmas. And I also bought Ohuhu markers for my, I hope she's going to be my daughter-in-law. I'm hoping my son doesn't screw that up. Is that terrible?
No pressure, son.
You know.
We won't tell.
You know, when
it's
you have
secret.
boys, you don't get to usually, you know, choose very many things. But by God, you know, because once they're married, they always tend to go with the wife's families most of the time. I mean, that's not all the time, but you know, it's common. You have to share them. But by God, I try really hard to make him understand that he needs to pick a good one.
That's not a bad idea. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah, because you don't get to say it twice. It's better to make that point before than after. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we don't get to choose, you know, too many things, you know, about what our children do once they decide that they're adults. But I hope that, you know, I always want to be part of their lives, and hope that, you know, that they would at least take would value our advice, which I think that they have, you know. Nice. But she's a good one, and I want her in my family, if you can't tell. So Jenna, if you're watching this,
does she make cards?
No, but she took my coloring book.
Yeah.
I have a free coloring book. Like I said, one thing about me is I really want people to know, one, that I care about them. So I've got some free stuff out on my website, and there's a free coloring book that's out there all the time. But so she has downloaded that, and she's been coloring that like crazy, and she sends them to me like, you know, once a week or something. And I'm just so proud of, you know, who she's becoming with her coloring, and she's just, I'm a Jenna fan.
Yeah.
He better not mess it up.
We'll be after him. We're all going to be after him if he messes up.
I don't know if you've had those issues, or, you know, what the story is there, but I think, you know, you've got a son. I'm sure that you've got, excuse me. That
it's nice when they have it's nice when they have good friends of all ages and sexes.
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah. It really was true.
Partners in life are very important.
Yes, they are. Because you might have them for a good long time.
Yeah, that's the plan, hopefully, Now, I will say this. I feel like, and this is going to be the old nurse in me coming out, the most important decisions you can make in life are who you marry and who you choose as your power of attorney.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, that is true, though.
Am I right?
And to have a power of attorney is important, too.
Who's that?
And to have one, a power of attorney.
And you don't know how many people who really don't.
Oh, there are a lot. Yeah. Yeah. We went through a professional lady to write our directives and things. It was great.
I'm not trying to go to a grim place. I hope that didn't go too grim for a Friday night happy place. I didn't mean for it to. It's just,
Well, that's just a little nugget to remember to do that. That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've got whales. Now I saw that on your website that you had these whales and things, and I thought that's going to be perfect with these parameters. Look how pretty that is.
So I've tried kind of a dirty blend right now, but I'm going to bring in a different marker so I can put in some shadows and really make him kind of pop.
Don't go too fast. I'm slow as molasses. I'm doing all this coloring, so it's slow over here. Have you always lived in Kentucky?
Oh, no, I'm an Ohio girl.
Oh, Ohio. Okay. All righty.
So we live right on the border. I mean, we're right on the Ohio River in the Cincinnati area. And I grew up in Cincinnati. And when I first came here, I thought, what in the world is this Cincinnati girl doing here? But I have to say, I love it. But in the beginning, I wasn't sure.
It was a little bit of a culture shock or something. That'll get used to.
There's this stigma that the Ohio River is, 5,000 miles wide and you shouldn't cross it. I don't know if you know anybody in this area, but if you do, they would concur.
That's funny. That's funny. I've never been. I've been through Kentucky. I've been in Tennessee, but not for very long. So I don't know. I don't have the feel for it. And I don't think I've ever been in Ohio. So I don't have the nuance that you would have. Understand?
Yeah, I'm just going to say you're probably not missing much.
I like where I am. I'm happy. Yeah. There's a lot of nuance at where you live, but when it all boils down to you're just living, just living.
I say you need to do what makes you happy, and kind of.
I better put some pants on him.
Keep doing this, all the things.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna watch me cussy cut because I don't like to cut. I don't like the fuzzy cut. So.
Oh, we love it here.
Since this is a child friendly. You like it?
Oh, I love it. I'm just thinking this set has dies, but I haven't even cut them out. I've not used this set before.
That's a really cute set too.
Thanks. I think it's just perfect.
So remind me, what part of the world are you in?
We're in Kansas City.
Oh, that's good.
Mm-hmm. And you know what's going to happen tomorrow? The Chiefs will be playing the Chiefs won't be playing. What is it called?
Right there,
it's not spring
everything.
training.
Preseason.
I'm excited. I just
well,
love
I'm
it.
sure eventually you guys will beat the Bengals.
Well, we're counting on it. Don't know if that's going to be true or not, but we hope so.
I mean, I don't hold my breath when it comes to the Bengals.
Did we play them before? I think we've played them. I remember their outfits,
Yes.
I think. Yeah.
Orange and black.
Yeah. Oops, they look like they've been out in the sun, these guys.
Joanna says, "Go Chiefs."
Go Chiefs is right. Hey, JoJo. Hey, Joanna. How's JD?
Yeah, I see a little bit of my tribe on there. I see Rick Alpert and I see Lisa
Nice.
Alpert on there. Or I said Rick Alpert. I'm Rick Atkins and Lisa Alpert. So hello. And I,
Welcome, everybody. That's so
Yeah,
nice of
and
you
who
to
else is
support
up
your
there?
friend.
I did. I put it out on social media as much as I could.
Yeah.
And I was hoping some people would show up. And Kelly Dwyer is up on the screen. I see her stamped by Kelly.
Super. Yep. She's here often.
So seeing some of them.
Where
So
are
thank you
his
guys for
pants and
supporting me.
where's his stomach? Maybe he's got a one piece on.
I think he's got a one.
I think he's got a one piece on. I don't want to mess with crazy stuff. He needs a t-shirt. That's all. And look, he's even got little bloomers. He's really very modest. So
Mary,
Gloria David. Oh, go ahead.
I have a question for you, and maybe I'm sure the people in the chatter box will know the answer before I do. And my answer, how did you come up with Craft Roulette?
Well, Mr. Producer tells the story better than I do, so I'm going to let him handle it.
Well, I was helping my mom with an older project with her website, and she was teaching lessons on that website. And I was with the websites, you have to learn how to sort things, and in databases, you have to learn how to relate things. And so we came up with different categories that we could sort the lessons by. So it was project, colors, element.
Sound familiar?
Yeah.
Random?
And those are taxonomies and sorting. And so she had a wheel in her craft room, and I picked up the wheel, and I was like, you could just spin the wheel and have an unlimited amount of lessons. You wouldn't have to come up with lesson ideas. You could just use the wheel. And we had Craft Roulette in about a half hour after that.
Wow. That's pretty amazing.
And now 227 shows later, we're still here.
Yeah, we had that was March
13th, 2020.
Well, it was the week of March 13th, 2020. Because we did the first show on Facebook like 3 days later.
Wow.
To 10 people. maybe 7 or you can watch that show.
It's
and it's
you don't
on
have
our
to.
website and on our YouTube channel. And it's pretty funny because
we have changed a few things, but there's a lot that has stayed.
Well, the core of the show is still the same, but the way my mom had, like, people were coming in and out of the live stream, maybe one or two two people at a time, and asking, like, what are you doing? And so throughout the whole show, my mom is having to explain the idea.
I love that. That's kind of cool, though. I mean, you started out with 10. That's awesome.
Yeah, and then the second show, they started sending in projects.
Yeah, it was just on Facebook on a group, and the second show, people started playing along, and we were like, hey, that's great. We'll make a slideshow of all the people that play along. And then more people started playing along, and
now we're almost to 40,000 cards, or 40,000 submissions.
That's amazing.
Just miles and miles and miles of cards.
Did I just see that somebody just submitted a card?
Probably.
They've been coming in.
They're quick.
Wow. I feel like an amateur.
Nah, we're not racing. It's okay.
No, I just think that's amazing that they got that coming in. I just want to see how my card's going to look. All right, we're going to start with
They're good cards too. It's just that they'll come up with an idea. Some of these people have been making cards with us, Patty Beck, since the 5th episode. So
wow.
I think Patty was at the first episode, but she didn't try making cards because we didn't encourage it. We didn't even know that was a thing. And then we had our first guest on episode 21.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah. And then
I'm
missed a couple of
Is that Kim Galvin in the chat?
Kim Galvin? For real? From Fun University, Kim Galvin? Oh, how nice. Nice to see you if it is. Kim was one of Fun University's regular she's an alumni.
We used to have a private crafting website, and there's generally in some shows or some lessons there was only 2 or 3 people there, but it was always Kim Galvin.
Yes. Yes.
That's really cool.
Yeah. I still have the t-shirt. So
I
it
love
still
that.
exists somehow. Well, actually, there's still a Fun University or YouTube channel.
We put most of the lessons up for free.
That's really nice. Like I said, I always think that's so good when you're when you give a little bit of yourself away, because it just tells people that you love them. I'm sorry that my head's getting in the way. I'm just trying to get this sentiment straight. Sorry.
You're fine. You've got nice hair. Everybody likes to see it.
Thank you. I think.
No, it wasn't okay. It was a compliment.
Yeah,
I promise.
I know. I'm just teasing you. That's the one thing about having that camera right overhead. It's like,
Yeah.
you know.
Hey, you
Oh
gotta
well,
get
you're
your head.
killing me.
But just remember what your head used to be like when you had wood stamps. You had to bend over and get on top of it every time.
Exactly.
I wonder if that's
I'm gonna disappear for a second and trim this down.
okay.
Jesus. You almost done.
These guys are turning out pretty cute. I'm not doing any fancy schmancy blending. I'm just doing flat coloring because there's no reason for me to do that on this card, I don't think. They're all just having a good time, these little guys. Okay, so wait a minute.
This is pretty cool. I'm having a good time. I think this is good.
Okay,
All
good. I gotta put some pants on this gnome. That's just not right.
Family friendly.
Family friendly. Right. I need to set the tone. Set the tone there. Okay, so this is 4 1/8. This is I might just try something here. I think. I'm just gonna do a little ripping. And then that will just be the edge. I think that'll be it.
So I'm one of these people who doesn't like the white lines when I do a background. So I'm going to maybe attempt to blend this in. I don't know. We'll see. I need to find
What
my
was
card.
something that surprised you about becoming a craft store owner? What did you not see coming?
A couple things. I didn't expect
Good surprises. What were your good surprises?
the amount of people who came out of the woodwork to support me.
Neat.
And
I
the camaraderie that has come with it. The one thing that I have missed, and this isn't a negative or a positive, it's just it is. I really miss I miss crafting with all the other things, because you find out that your time is very limited when you own a company.
Yeah.
And so you have to figure out what it is that you can do each day. And sometimes that does not equal what you want it to be. Does that make sense? So,
I think so.
you have to switch from, being the crafter every single day to, okay, how do I craft and do what you love and still do the business aspect of it? But what I will say is that, like I told you, there's been a lot of support and stuff like that people have come out of the woodwork and have been cheering me on.
So
And,
nice.
I told you that I was not, didn't go to school for business or anything like that. But I have had people who are way smarter than me in that aspect who have stepped up to the plate and said, let me teach you or let me help you. or let me make referrals to. And those things have meant the world to me.
That's a huge help.
You know, prior to me owning a company, I, would travel with other companies and demo or, run the register at shows and that kind of stuff. And you think you kind of know what you're doing. Like I said, this was not on my radar. Like, if this had not been dropped in my lap, like, hey, would you be interested in this? It wasn't like I was buying it. Like, I came home one day and I said, hey, honey, do you think we could buy a company? I said, I think it would be really good,
Really?
Really. And we talked about it. He's like, well, how are we going to make this happen? I'm like, I don't know. And those really were the conversations, but the people who said, yeah, like, let's take a look at it. Let's look at the viability. Can you do this? Let me show you how, like, let's figure out the business side of it. Like, as far as like, the billing, the taxes, all those things.
Yeah.
It just was unbelievable to me. And then the cheerleaders who were like, and it came from other creators, like, who like, wow, she they're doing this, they were just, it was just cool,
Oh, that's
it's like,
wonderful.
I think
glad.
people,
Because you could burn out really bad. Those are the kind of things that makes you just go, oh man, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? I thought I'd get to make things that are cute. And now I'm just having to input data.
Well,
We love data here.
And when you say that, like, I am not like this, like, super, I don't know, how do you want to say, I'm not like this super, Excel, spreadsheet person.
Yeah.
So, in fact, I despise it. Like, just saying those words make my eyes twitch,
But you can put pretty colors on them.
I love you, Mary. You come up with the most positive way. Thoughts on that. So, but yeah, you just have to learn those things, and it's been an adventure, and it's, every day I wake up, I'm like, okay, did we just buy a company? Like, are we really doing this? And I just looked in the mirror. I'm like, what is wrong with you? And then, I just got telling my friend Sandy, I said, about 2 weeks ago, I walked down to my laundry, of all things, to pull laundry out of the dryer. And I said, I'm so glad we have this company. And it was just like this epiphany. Like, all of a sudden, like, I finally had a minute to breathe. And I don't know. It's not that. I don't know why I had a minute to breathe. But honestly, I'm so happy to do it. And, there are days that I want to come out of my office and not look at it. But on most days, I'm pretty happy.
Oh, that's lovely.
And I think everybody should find that thing that makes them happy.
Data.
Data.
So
Data, not
maybe-
the way. Data, not that way at all.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And it's funny. It's like, you think as an influencer or a design team member, like, that you understand data and you understand algorithms and all that stuff. Let me tell you something. You learn that stuff on a way bigger level than what you ever thought,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I have more spreadsheets for Craft Roulette than I ever thought I would.
I mean, did you ever think, you just said it, but did you ever think that you would have to keep track of all the things and be good
No,
at
they
it?
have developed as we went along.
Yeah.
There's a lot to keep track of.
I thought, it's just going to be a matter of getting a design team together and, showing them some love. And no. You do it 24/7 and it's your baby.
Yep.
And I love my baby. So,
Oh, that's wonderful. That's the people we want doing it then. That's exactly right. Because it will show in quality.
yes. And I don't expect anybody to do anything different than from what, like, when I talk about like designers and stuff like that, I don't expect anybody to do something that I wouldn't personally want to do myself. Like, it's not in my DNA to expect something that I wouldn't do.
No. You do it first anyway. Then you get to say, oh, I need a little help with this.
Yeah, exactly.
I've been doing it a while. So, yeah.
Ooh, that's a good question, Tina. Do hot air balloons float or do they fly? I think a little bit of both.
I think.
I think they float. Oh, I had some other ideas too on floating, because there's like the root beer float, and there's also eagles and hawks float on a thermal. So if you could have those kind of images too. There's a lot that floats.
So I forgot to splatter my background beforehand, so I'm going to cover up my little guys.
All righty.
And I'm just gonna splatter now.
What's your favorite splatter medium?
Right now I'm using Dr. P.H. Martin's.
Mm-hmm.
But for splatter, I really like this iridescent medium that you can get at Walmart of all places. Like if I'm doing Galaxy Skies, it's just a really nice silver, and that's probably my favorite splatter. But I like all the splatters. So
and you're a tapper splatter.
Correct.
Uh-huh.
Oh, because doesn't Amanda Stephen do the ring where you kind of like spill it off or something?
Well, there's different ways. Yeah, you can tap on something, but you're just.
What do I say about splattering?
I'm not allowed to do it. I'm grounded, so I just like to watch people do it. It's vicarious splatter.
So I'm just gonna ask people: do you know the difference between splattering and like to make snow versus bubbles in a water or in a galaxy?
I don't.
So if you have snow, you need to splatter the objects. Okay, so because snow falls in front of those things, it's like when you're out in a blizzard, it's hitting you, correct?
Right.
So you want the snow in front of the project, in front of the object. But if you are wanting bubbles or if you want stars, you want to cover up that object so it looks like it's in the background.
Oh, gotcha.
Does that make any sense?
Yes, makes me think of Hallmark movies, how they always have snow on them.
Correct.
Yeah.
So that's my tidbit. I'm trying to think.
Good one.
Yeah, it's I don't know why I think about these things, but they obviously come into my head for some crazy reason.
Well, it's amazing how much. Well, you've been doing this a long time, and it's amazing how much information one gets. And it's like you wouldn't even ever have that question on Jeopardy or $1 Million Man or whatever that thing was, but you can use it and help people get a little bit closer to a happy craft time.
Yes.
That's what we like. We want to.
Trying to decide, do I want another hillside in there?
That's looking mighty, mighty fine.
Thank you. I'm just trying to decide
good spins.
Do what?
I'm glad you got good spins that you were happy with.
Mm-hmm.
Me too, because I was sweating it there for a few minutes.
But you you can't really get ready for this show, can you?
Mm-hmm.
No, and that was what I was trying to do. I kept on trying to okay, so do I pull dies that are going to match this? Do I pull stamps that can match this? And really what it boiled down to is you can't really pull anything in advance because
you don't know what you're going to do.
You don't know. And then I could have 15 baskets out, and then none of those baskets were going to work anyway.
And there have been people with that strategy, and it's been I feel bad for them on Saturday. Because I know it's going to be, oh man, I didn't use any of this stuff. So
my friend Sandy that's in the background here, I don't know if you can hear her crafting. Yeah. She's like the quietest crafter I've ever heard. She's, trying not to take away from me, right? What was I saying with that? Oh my goodness. we just said that. I'm like, she's like, so do you do okay on lives? I'm like, yeah. She goes, do you plan for your lives? I said, no. She's, well, then you should be fine with this.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm a crafter on the fly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So did she give you any advice? Because she's been on the show.
Her biggest advice was say, why did you buy the company? That was going to be asked. And she told me.
Prepped you on the questions. Mm-hmm.
What else did you say, Sandy? Was that about
I
it?
told you to relax.
Yeah, she told me to relax. She probably told me I
How'd
needed
that
to
work? Did that work pretty well?
She probably told me to go take a shower. Her exact words were, take a really hot shower.
Oh, that's actually good advice. Just I do it. I take a shower before the show almost every week.
Yeah, but she basically said,
cut
she's
off
like,
to the world.
she said, have fun.
Yeah,
That's all she said. She's like, just
that's
have
the
fun.
one.
So I'm gonna
That
go
a
grab
girl,
some-
Sandy.
Thank you.
She's a keeper. I'm gonna grab some bling. Can I show?
If you want.
Look what my friend Sandy just made.
Oh my good golly! Look at that thing. That's
darn sweet.
darling.
Oh, that's fine.
Yep.
Well, hot dog.
Super cute.
I love it.
And you know where everything was because you helped organize the space. So
I
you
did.
Yeah, that was so you were real fast with it. That was good. Here's the other one. I don't think I'm going to use him, but Cowabunga, I might. I don't think there's any room for him. Unless he goes Oh, look, he's taking... You could put him on like a slider or one of those cards that you have a surprise guy. Except I don't know how to do that.
So I'm
That
getting
would
some
be
of it.
cute. That would be
Do
cute.
what? Mary, I have to say, your card is really cute.
Well, thank you. I
Is that-
think I got a lot. I got lucky this week. I do believe that was good.
Is that from Trinity Stamps?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I think that might be sitting in my cart, actually.
Well, it shouldn't stay in that cart because it's cute.
Nope, I'm a Trinity Stamps kind of fan.
Yeah, they make good stuff. They are in Schaumburg right now.
I know we actually were talking about maybe driving up to Schaumburg
Oh, were
to see
you?
them.
How
Yeah,
far are you?
it's about 4.5 hours.
Not terrible,
But
great.
then we decided to do my craft room because we needed some more girl time, right?
Yeah.
So Sandy's going to go to a show. We're going to go to the Mesa Stamp and Scrapbook Expo in a month. And then we're going to go to a show in Michigan. So I think we've decided that we're not going to put miles on the car because we're going to see each other quite a bit, you know?
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Are
I
you
think
going to go as event with pajama crafters or?
Yes. Yes.
Will you wear your pajamas to be authentic?
It's really funny that you say that because people have asked me that, and I felt like I kept saying, like, is this really unprofessional if I do this? And everybody says you've got to do pajamas. So for our last show in Florida, I did bring pajamas, and on Sunday we did wear our pajamas. So
There you go.
yeah,
You
and
could
it
have
seemed-
pajama merch, you know.
do what?
Have pajama merch.
That is so funny that you're saying that. I bought a heat press not too long ago,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm thinking about doing my own like tumblers and when I say tumblers, I'm not going to do just straight up pajama crafter. I'm going to do funny crafty stuff. I don't
That'd
want.
be cool. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I'll put my logo somewhere on there, but it's not going to be just say pajama crafters. But so anyway, I'm going to do mugs. I've got some learning curves with that, but we're going to do that. And I also have the heat press also does, clothing. So I might do that. I did have a company, actually it's the same company you use.
Mm-hmm.
I have some shirts up there too.
Yeah.
But speaking of your merch,
Yes, ma'am.
everybody, if you have not gotten any merch from Craft Roulette, I highly recommend it.
And wear it to shows.
Where it shows.
You will meet friends.
Exactly. And it's so funny. I went into so I bought this sweatshirt. I can't remember which one. I'm sure it's got the wheel on it.
Uh-huh.
And it's super warm. It's one of the zip ups. And
Yeah.
I wore it to a restaurant and I had somebody come up to me like, "Oh my God, you watch Craft Roulette too?" I'm like, "Well, yeah." But I couldn't get over what good quality this was. So
It is. I have one of those. Yeah.
Yeah. So
And Mary Moisen, they don't come in purple. I checked. I'm sorry. The zip up ones don't. The pullovers are very warm too. I love mine on the cold days. Like team purple ones.
Yeah, we're limited by what Teespring offers on that. They do have high quality stuff, but
They
it does
do.
take a little bit to make, and it does cost more than if we were to hold our own inventory. But since we can't hold our own inventory, that's what we're stuck with.
Yeah. Yeah. But thank you for that. Yeah, it is. It's fun. I know that people wear them to shows and they meet people and they meet our sponsors and it's a grand old time. It's just kind of we're all in we're part of the Craft Roulette culture.
I think that this is a Craft Roulette first that the crafter or the guest beat Mary Gunn.
Oh, are you done? I hadn't looked up.
I am.
I was just piddling around on that little guy because I don't think I'm going to use him. So I'm glad you said something.
Out.
Yay!
I could get some more like sea life things like foliage and stuff like that. I could do that.
A little seashell on the bottom.
Oh,
That's what I'm thinking.
so pretty.
We need to do that.
That is so pretty. Well, I am going to make sure that I have hit.
She might be seashelling her seashore.
Well, I'll keep cutting. He's not going to fit on this front, so.
But don't you think he's cute as a wobbler?
Well, this guy's a wobbler, and he
Some
would.
wobblers.
This is what I was like the kind where he comes up. So I may get my Karen Burniston die out and have him pop up when you open that up. But she's coming on in a couple weeks, so I need to warm up.
Yeah, that would be rough competition.
So I look like I know what I'm doing. That's not
Stop
likely
it.
to
You know
happen.
what you're doing.
Not on those. I have to watch her videos and pause and make sure. And it's bad. It's bad. I do not do those things normally. It's not an easy task. So,
No, but she's really fun.
She is good at it too. She's got great dies.
A true architect.
A true architect. And you know how she used to do, she told us on the show that she would she'd get ideas in the shower and she'd write them on the wall, on the door in the steam. And
really?
Yeah. And then they changed the door, they changed their shower door or something. I don't know if it was still, if she was still able to use it or not, or she's had to change her ways. So I don't know. I'm kind of worried about her.
I remember sometimes I would write ideas and lipstick on my mirror, so I get it.
I think I will do that. I think I'll put Cowabunga Guy in here so he lifts when I open it up. He pops up. That'll be good. Well, I was a little concerned about a 4x8, but when I knew and I got floating and floats, I thought I'm okay because I can make a scene. This will be a great week for scenes. And these guys are just the right size for this too. They're not too little, and I think I will. I ripped the sides, and so it has a little bit of a texture to it.
Yeah, you can't really
have
see
to
that
say,
on the camera.
Yeah.
Having a slim, like as I call it, this is what I call a slimline card. I know people have different measurements, but I always do 4x8. To me, it's a lot of real estate, and you can do some really neat stuff, in my opinion. You know,
I like it. I like it, and I don't do it on my own very often. So I like it when Mr. Wheel interjects his will on me. He says, "Do the 4x8, Mary." I think that's his voice. I'm not sure. I do have a question from Gloria. Oh, no. Yes, one from Gloria Davis, and then I have one from Stacy Cobb that I want to make sure that I get to. But Gloria Davis says, what's your favorite stamp set of all time? Do you have one? That's a big question, isn't it?
I have a favorite marker. I can answer that
favorite
question.
marker? Really?
Okay.
Okay, well, I had a favorite crayon in my 64 pack. I understand that. Actually, I don't know why I thought it was so unusual.
So I will start with the marker, and I'll keep thinking about the stamp set.
Okay.
So we were doing marker maintenance, which is really important to do with your Copic markers. And I was terrible at it. So you need to know that I was terrible at it. I'm not terrible anymore. Now I take care of them because I got the lecture. But
You're a reformed marker abuser.
My nib and my barrel were both clogged, or my barrel was cracked and my nib was bad. And it was a YG67, which is, where's that color?
You know, if I'd known that before, I never would have had you on the show.
You see that? YG67. And they're like, just toss it. And I said, I can't toss it. And they're like, what is wrong with you? I'm like, yeah, I have to wait until a new one comes. I would not let go of it. And so that was easier. That was much easier for me to answer, which is my favorite marker.
That's funny.
Yeah. And I never really knew that it was the YG67 that meant the world to me, but apparently it does. We all have our thing.
You had me at YG67. Does your husband have a shirt out of that color? I think he should have one.
This color?
The YG67.
No, but I think he should get a tattoo with a YG67. And if he's watching, he'll be like, yeah, no, I don't do it. He doesn't do tattoos. So I said that for his
maybe with a YG67 you could just write it on his skin and then he'd have it for a day or two.
That's it. I would be guaranteed to love him forever. I would do that.
Yeah. I'm talking marriage counseling right here.
You are. Yeah. So my favorite stamp of all time, it's probably a Whimsy stamp.
They have good stuff.
Real good.
I'm not sure. That's a really hard toss up for me because I have 2 shelves of Whimsy stamps in my personal collection.
Oh, good.
It's really hard. I will say my favorite die from them is the Snow Globe Builder.
Yeah, those are cute.
And there's a really cute Santa that I always put inside of it. So let's go with Santa. Santa and the Snow Globe Builder. And there's an American flag that they have that I really like too.
I have one other question, and I think a lot of people that watch the show have a bit of an interest in the answer here. But Stacy Cobb asks, what do you look for in a member for your design team? Because I think a lot of people think design teams would be really fun to be a part of. So do you have...
I look for... all right, never. I'm going to change that order. I look for integrity.
Okay.
And I look for consistency.
On their posting and their quality?
And integrity as in what, like not using knockoffs and that kind of stuff. And at the end of the day, my rule is that what you do behind closed doors, like, what people don't use. Integrity is what you do when nobody's watching.
Right.
And so integrity is everything for me. So there's that. So if you always perform with integrity in any way, shape, or form, that's number 1 for me. Number 2 is consistency in your posting and your willingness to always learn and to do something different. But I will say from a design team aspect, I really want well taken pictures. And I know that design teams, people get on design teams, and we're not going to even pretend that this isn't true, that they get on there because they want product. I mean, I've been
Right.
there, done that, bought the t-shirt. I mean, I understand that. But I really think that you really have to love the company and what you're working with, because you're going to do your best work, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I want people who love my product,
Mm-hmm.
and I want people who are going to show it in the best light, because a lot of these small companies, as much as we would love to pay every single person to do every single thing that they do, they can't. So they get
Right.
paid in product a lot. But we really need good photography, because that is our biggest source of advertisement, right?
Right.
So
Right.
integrity, consistency, and photography.
Great question. Great answer. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
you're very welcome.
Thank you so much. And Gwen Simmons, I think your questions have kind of been answered during the evening, which is like you are Team Purple, and you're A2. You're an A2 kind of girl. So yeah, I think those have all covered up.
So the reason I'm an HU fan, I really love some lines. I really, really do, because I like the real estate. The reason I do that, and this is coming from being on a design team and having to make hundreds of cards a month,
Yeah.
having all the different size storage and having a place to keep them all was really hard. So I decided a long time ago to have an A2 card. Now here's another thing. If I do an A2 card, they're always top folding because they're easier to photograph.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. What does Justine say relate to the? Yeah.
It's funny, the things that we end up liking sometimes.
Yes.
The purpose. I'm going to make sure that I've got all my parameters hit. So Deputy Heidi will be happy because she's important to us. So I have a 4x8. I made a card. So this is my 4x8. My mountain colors are mostly like the greens and the purple mountain majesty, the blue skies, and then these little other colors I put in less of, but those reflect some of the little flowers and things that live in the mountain meadows that are so very pretty. And then floating, well, these guys are having a little swim and they've got their little inner tubes on, and I think that's the very floatish. And water, we've got water, and I used some water-based ink from Catherine Pooler. Ooh, I did it, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen.
You did do
Crafters
it.
and craftettes. I will add some pretty little bling, but I will do that later. So let's make sure you're not going to get in trouble with Deputy Heidi.
So I have the mountain colors in the sense that I've got the blues and the greens that look like mountains from far off, and maybe the sky around it. And then if you're in the Rocky Mountains, you of course got the brown in there. So I think I've hit that parameter.
You did great.
And I've got a floaty wobbler for a whale.
Oh, and whales float.
Right? And I've got so I did that. What's the one I'm missing? 4x8.
Yeah.
What do y'all
You did it.
think I did it?
You did it. You did it like a boss. Like you own a stamp company or something.
I mean, just for a few minutes I have. That's all.
Well, you're wearing it well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
We're going to let you relax a minute and turn your camera in just a second while we tell other people how they can play, give away some stuff, and then we'll come back to say goodnight. How's that?
All right, sounds good.
You did it, girl. Relax for a second. That was
I can
good.
breathe.
Yes, you can breathe. Yep, that was fun. She did a great card. My card's completely different. I love it. I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. All you have to do, 4x8 project. It doesn't say card. Mountain colors, float or floating. Water for random. I'm not going to say random anymore. Random.
You'll say
And-
random.
I'll say random. And send those electronically to craftroulette.live. There is a form on the website open right now, and it will be open publicly till Sunday night and about midnight, and then it will be open till Thursday night at midnight for our members as a little extra thank you to them. We have some great guests coming up every week. We have great guests. Next week, the punster. The Punster Hat Tricksmith will be here. It will be her first trip to the wheel, but she's been in the Craft Roulette chatterbox and behind the scenes doing things for us for a long time. We really appreciate her, and I'm looking forward to having her on. Like I said, Karen Burniston's going to come on soon, so I'm going to practice my interactive dies. And then Leah Lawson will be the first time visitor to us. I'm looking forward to meeting her. Nikki Baxley will be back after that. If you didn't see Nikki last time, she is like this little bottle of positivity. She's wonderful. I'm looking forward to her. And Catherine Pooler, the what do we call her for our inks?
She's an ink sponsor.
She's an ink sponsor. That's what she is.
Yeah.
She will be joining us, and I bet you Erica will be with her too. That was a lot of fun last year when they were on, so I don't expect anything less. Join us each and every week. Make sure you hit that subscribe and notification bell so you don't miss anything. And also, you can go over to our Facebook group. It is a private group. It's called the Craft Roulette Show. Just answer the questions and you will be automatically accepted. But you do have to answer the questions, otherwise it doesn't happen. Do join us. It's a nice little group. They're very busy over there. We share all sorts of funny stuff, and we like each other. It's nice. Thank you, members. We do appreciate so much that you believe in us, and so much that you would actually give us a donation every month, and we so are humbled by it and so appreciate you coming alongside and saying, I think you're doing something kind of cool. Let's give them some help. And we do appreciate you. Every bit. Everyone and every bit of you. That sound weird? Yeah, because it didn't make any sense. My style. I'm getting better and better. I've been working on it for many years. I am perfecting the mixed metaphor, who knows what she just said, art of speaking. Anyway, look at all you fine people. We do have a gold call next Monday, and it's the 6 o'clock Central Daylight Time. I hope to see you guys there. Usually we just had a few the other night, and it was fun. It was very cozy. But we have a big table. We welcome you all. Look at you all. Thank you. Extra nog kisses to you all. Do go over. I don't think there's so much going on over at the membership site, and I know that sometimes you just say, I can only be here on Friday. I'm just doing it to support you, and I'm cool with that, absolutely. But we do have a lot over there, and it's a lot of fun to see you, so we'd love to have you there too. Oh, by the way, there were over like 1,000 discussion comments this week. So you guys are really getting in there and spreading the glitter. I like that. That's nice. This is giveaway time. This is when we're going to give away other people's stuff. We always start with a Krog, and if you are on that wheel, that means you sent in a card last week and want to be on that wheel. A Krog is a handmade card with an itty-bitty gift, and let's see who it's going to. This will go all over the world. My Art of Speaking. Sylvia Torres, should I write a book? My Art of Speaking. Just say things that don't make sense all the time. It'll be okay. Brenda Leeswald.
I want to see a card from Kim Galvin.
I do too. Yes, I think that's a good goal for Kim. It's been a long drought. Craft Roulette goodie bag. If it is out of the country, I will send you something, but it will be itty bitty. I guarantee it.
We'll send you stuff, Kim, if you send us stuff.
Who's getting it? Create with Chow. Congratulations, Create with Chow. That's exciting. I'm looking forward to sending you some of other people's stuff. I will be glad to do that. A pajama crafter stamp giveaway here. $25 gift certificate. You can get those whales. Are those the cutest thing? I think they were. Sandy Ledoux sent in her card. We're going to break 40,000 tonight, I think. Or tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. Nima. Oh, our sweet Nima. You'll have to make her an extra card because she's a sweetheart. She was on our member show. She was so interesting. For an Inky Stamper $25 gift certificate, I hope Schomburg is treating you well, Chelsea. It's going mighty fast, but it's going to slow down. Do you see your name? Do you get so nervous? I'm so sorry. I can't give them to everybody. That's a great song with this. Anne Shackles. Congratulations, Anne. I know she's in Australia. We'll figure out the details.
Sorry, Amy. I've actually sent the code for this program to Amy Uland, so she knows it's actually random.
Amy is a computer science teacher, or has been. I don't know if that's her place right now, but Pear Blossom Press, $25 gift certificate. You might want to get some of the world's best foam tape and some wonderful lights, including the one that blows out when you on it. She's a magician, Ellen. Plus, Amanda and I will be hosting. Donna May, congratulations. Donna May was on a little blurb the other day for Altenew or something, and she was talking about her first stamp. It was so cute. Amanda Stevens and I will be hosting a world card making event on October 5th. You're not going to want to miss it. We have 11 wonderful guests that will be joining us. And if you want to see what it's going to sort of be like, you can watch last year's episode. It's on craftroulette.live under events. Shanna makes it's gonna go shopping at This calls for confetti. Congratulations, Shanna makes it. I saw a card that you had sent me just today. I think it was. I don't know. I think I did, and I was thinking about you. So congratulations all. Go over to craftroulette.live, and there is a claim prize form that should be opening any minute, and make sure you use the same email that you did to send in your card, so that the computer is so bossy sometimes, but so the computer will know that it's really you and not somebody wanting a Krog that's, some weird bot wanting a Krog, or some James Loudon _12547 from Instagram wanting my Krog. No, won't have it. So congratulations all. Thank you so much. Let's make this week a big week too, for more prizes next week. Let's bring her back on as soon as she sits up. There she is. All right, bring Miss Joy on. She looks so relaxed now. How was it?
It was great. Thank you so much. This is so much fun. Way easier than I had it made up in my mind.
Well, anticipation is always worse than the actual event for the most part.
Always. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Well, we try to make you comfortable, and you seemed like you were just like as comfortable as a whale in water.
Exactly. Thank you so much for your hospitality. Absolutely.
What do you have coming up? You think you're going to go to a couple shows?
Yeah, we're going to go to Stamp and Scrapbook Expo in Mesa. That's coming up in about 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. And then we're going to an SSAT show in Michigan at I think it's like the 22nd of September. And then I'll be back in Mesa in November for another show. And then also because I'm going to a retreat, a crafty retreat.
Nice.
So, and then I've got some things cooking in my mind. We might actually do a retreat of our own in the near future.
Fun.
So,
well, keep us informed.
So I'm not announcing it because I don't know the details yet.
Right,
so
there's a lot of details in those kind of events.
Yeah, those
when
are
are you
yeah.
live and on your channel? And your channel is
at Pajama Crafter Stamps.
Yeah, and you can see it in the description and on the title. And so when are you live then?
I go live. Wow. It's been pretty sporadic while I've been going to shows, but usually I go about 9:00 at night on Wednesdays.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll do your warm-up act because we have a show at 6:00 on Wednesdays.
I love it.
Yeah.
You know what? I would even try to compete with Craft Roulette.
Well, it's Craft Roulette Part 2 featuring you, our card contributors, including
I love it.
A fast-paced card detective game show. Whodunit? All right. Well, Joy, this is when we kiss our brain, so I think you deserve a big smooch on the brain. I do. Well done, Chatterbox. I look forward to seeing what you were up to tonight. You were chatting quite well. Quite a lot of chatting going on.
Oh, yeah.
Joy, thank you. Thank you, Sandy, for your assist, Mr. Producer. Excellent job as always. Y'all take care. We'll see you Wednesday night for Who Done It on In Review, and then next week with Hat Trick Smith. Take
Can't
care.
wait.
We appreciate you. Thank you, Jen.